There is much more in the treasure map of it starts. I said before that one of the first thing that diplomatically he made Solomon was to make an agreement with the king of Egypt, and it says that he took the daughter, and everybody believes that he married her, which he did later on. When in the Bible it says that it was forbidden for a Jew to marry an Egyptian. How can you do that? But at that time they would take somebody of the family of the king on one side and on the other side as hostages, guaranteed. Not only in this area, in Europe also there were like this. Look, this river is the border. You don't cross it, eh? Okay, and I won't cross it on the other thing. Give me your daughter or your brother. They will live at my court like princes. But if you attack me, the first thing is that I kill your children.
Oh boy.
And this is the meaning also, and that's the only reason why he caught that girl and brought her here. The Ark and the Temple. You see, the first temple was built in a certain place. And in that certain place, underground, is the Ark. Edoardo is speaking according to his
Theory.
Theory. It is a theory because nobody, God forbid, is going to go and dig there. When the Babylonians came, they destroyed everything. And then when Ezra and Nehemiah came back from the exile, they started building the second temple, which was anyway empty. There was no ark inside.
Yes.
And that's generally accepted.
No,
There was
it is
ark.
known.
Yeah, generally
Josephus
accepted.
said
Okay.
it was empty. And
No
the
one
ark,
says anything else.
nobody has ever seen the ark after it enters in the first temple. That's fine. But they missed. They made a mistake. Why? Because, who are the first one to come here? The young men, stronger. And at the same time, you read Ezra, just on the beginning. It says that there was such a feast, no? We are building the second half of God, so there were trumpet, shofarot, and the noise was, they insist to tell you how the noise was terrible. Or terrible, beautiful. And then if you read pedantically, Edoardo, the text of Ezra, you find that in a paragraph and a half, there is 6 times the word foundation. It was before digging the first foundation. They started digging the first foundation. There was the feast and the noise and there, the foundation, and everybody was happy. But there were old people that had seen the place of the first temple. I don't know how, because there was a long generation, 70 years. And they saw it in his foundation place. And they were crying. So you ask the rabbis have a lot of fantasy. Because the second temple was smaller than the first one. It's not true, it was bigger. The second temple was not beautiful like the first one. What do you mean? It's not finished. When Herod finished it, it was the most beautiful temple in the world. So why were they crying? Because they noticed that it was not the place.
Oh.
It was not. What's the word?
It was
The
not
place
the place it was
of the
supposed to
first
be.
temple. That's the only reason. And why? Because God made them making this mistake. Because for a temple empty, you want to build it. If they would have built it on the place where was actually the first temple,
Yes.
maybe they would have dug and found something which is forbidden. But certainly, after the temple was destroyed, the second temple by the Roman, they made a temple of Jupiter on top of the head of God. No, he's very formal in this. He did not build the second temple on the first one. And after there was a church, and now there is the Dome of the Rock. And they invent a lot of things, and then they cancel. So the second temple was built in the wrong place. I correct myself, in the right place, which was not the one of the first temple, because this one is still there, in a place which is absolutely empty, a little more to the north. That tomorrow morning we could start building the third temple without disturbing anything. Yes. And in my site you can see that somebody built a little dome on a big stone, and it's called the Dome of the Spirits. And at that time he was alive. Professor Kaufmann, who was a scholar of the story of the temple, we used to go there, and he said, you know, here is where the ark is today. So we stopped a little child. You know what is this? It was before the Intifada, you know, they were very nice, and he runs away. Then a young man, you know what it is? It's not good, and he goes away. Finally, we see a nice Muslim with a tie, you know, and civilized. And say, can we ask you a question? Yes, with pleasure. What is this? He saw the face of the guy. They don't want to talk about it. He said, you know what, here, I don't know exactly what it is, but I can tell you that there are devils around.
That's why they call it the Dome of the Spirits.
What devil? Somebody tried probably to dig, and
that was the end of him.
So you don't believe that the stone underneath the Dome of the Rock is the foundation
no,
stone?
for sure.
For sure,
because
why?
The Dome of the Rock is for sure the place of the second temple, and the second temple was built in the wrong position. Why? They were crying, the old people, because it's not that. And certainly God didn't want that on such a holy place. Like the first temple, there would be a temple to Jupiter, and then a church, and then a Muslim sanctuary. And it is there. And we can start building tomorrow morning, theoretically, without blasting the Dome of the Rock or Al-Aqsa. Absolutely.
Just the Dome of the Spirits.
No, not even that, because what you understand what is under it. If you believe this, well, he will show us
how to do it.
How to do it. But of course, between this and that, there is the need to make a kind of peace with people that don't want, because they're afraid if we are going to find that. The Christians are not. The Christians, to the contrary, most of them said, wow, if the Jews are going to build the third temple, so maybe it will be the return, the second coming of Jesus. Jesus, you know, I can deal with him. He was a good Jew. You know? and it is only for the good of the entire humanity.
Yeah. Well, that is really interesting. First of all, you've got a fascinating story, Dr.
Another
Recanati.
one who says fascinating.
I think the word is fascinating. And thank you so much for sharing your innovative and very extraordinary theory about where the first temple was. And
did you visit my site? No.
We will certainly revisit your site, israelchai.com.
Yeah, it is. It moves. You see the pillars that with the pulley, and you cannot say no. It works.
And you share this theory with Dr. Kaufmann?
Yeah.
So there are a number of theories, of course, where the Temple Mount is, where the temple should be on the Temple Mount. And I am very pleased to meet you, somebody who holds a non-standard position, pardon the expression, regarding where the third temple must be built.
By the way, this Dome of the Spirit, this is the explanade. I say the dome is here, to the north, and just in front of it is the
Dome of the Rock.
no, is the Gate of Mercy.
Oh.
Wrongly called the Golden Gate. It's a mistake on translation.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go up, you go on the Mount of Olives, and there is the Church of Ascension. The Mother Constantine was the first Christian at the court of Rome. He died a pagan. But she came here to build basilics and the cathedral, and then she went on top of the Mount of Olives looking for the place of the Ascension. It's important. So she spoke to the local, and I'm talking about. It was the year 300. Right? She says it's a place in which a guy went to heaven. Oh, Your Majesty, it's not here. It's in Florida. It's Cape Canaveral. And so, but listen, certainly there is a memory of something holy here. Oh yes, there is a place that is considered holy. We don't know for what. And there she built a small church on top of that if you go there, you can see through the Gate of Mercy. Golden Gate is the wrong translation, which is closed with beton because it seems that the Mashiach and the Islam don't want this, and get straight to the Dome of the Spirit. What does it remind you? That once in a while, the great Kohen had to go on top of the
high priest.
The high priest of the Mount of Olives, wait for the sun to rise behind him, and then the first ray of the sun would go through the gate or over the gate to that place, and then he would sacrifice the red heifer. Because with all this ceremony, that the red heifer would produce ashes that would purify the priest. And there is no other reason for this. So thank you, Madame Helen. She made us guessing where is the place of the Ascension. Not Ascension of that.
Well, again, this was extremely interesting. I don't know for sure, but I'm very interested now in reviewing more and searching more, and this is really the idea of Root Source, to dig further and to see what we can learn about the source of our faith, our history, and our future.
I'm very happy of this reaction, and it's not new. But the problem with this is that I made discoveries. You only heard a part of them, and maybe the important one. But what is important is that the world, the Christians, first of all, have to learn this, yes, because they can touch that it is here that it will happen, and that I don't care the second coming of Jesus. For me, it's convenient. You go there and you say hello. You look, you have holes. I was wrong. But he says, I was right. But everybody would be happy because
sure.
It is the Mashiach coming from the good of the entire humanity. That thing I am not capable to market. I'm not good with Facebook. I'm not good with that. And I hope that one of the people that will see this will understand. I have no money also to make. The minute that many people will know, Amen, will believe, because he said, "Wow, how nice to believe a thing like this."
You got to look into it.
Then he will make the boom, put the stamp.
Well, we shall see, and we are all looking forward to that boom, to that stamp.
God,
please God, we will see it speedily in our days. Thank you so much. Dr. Edoardo Recanati here from Tekoa, the mountains of Amos, and thanks again from Root Source. Shalom, shalom.